This is the video to recreate the bound calculator from the group 3. Um, since the appearance of this application is a little bit complicated, since we use the user form given in the class. And then I will explain the code. Firstly, we will define some global variables. These global variables permit us to transfer the values between the all kind of sub-functions, such as calculating the value of the bound or to show the result. Secondly, we start to compute the value of the bound. Firstly, define some local variables. These variables is used when we calculate the bound of the price of the bound, but it's useless when we do not do other things. Firstly, we get the value from the text box. The cdvl, this command can make us to transfer the string from the text box into the double format, and the cint command can permit us to transfer the string into integer command, and this is a process that we can get value from the form. From this form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After we get this value, we should calculate the price of the debenture. As it showed in the financial mathematics, the bound of debenture consists of two parts. Firstly, it's the discounted face value, and second, the present value of the annuity. Firstly, we can calculate the total number of the payments using the the payment per years multiply the year numbers. Secondly, we can use the Peasley yield rate, which is a formula we learned in the financial mathematics, and the discount rate is the power of 2 minus 1 of the debenture Peasley yield rate, and the annuity immediately is equal to this part, and this is the formula of the annuity of immediate paid Peasley. Finally, this is a debenture price, which consists of two parts. I discussed about. This is the first part is the discount face value, and this is the second part, which is the present value of annuity immediately. After we got this information, we can got the result into the sheet. That is this part. In this part, we use the attribute add item to add a new item into the sheet, and this part is combination of string. Um, this symbol, it means to combine the two strings together, and if the sign to show the result is true, then we can use this command to transfer our panel to the result panel. This is sub function. We can calculate the debenture and show the result. We should also add some initialize the item into the payment per year. This command is very similar to this command add item, and especially we initialize this combo box with the payments per year is equal to 2, which is very common in the debenture calculation. And finally, we should add some constraints when we type the value into the text box. We can look at this function procedure. It's very similar. So we choose 2 of these to expand it. Firstly, we can this means when the key was pressed in this text box, if the ASCII key is greater than 48 or less than 56.7, which means it's a number from 0 to 9, or it's ASCII key of the dot, or it's the ASCII key of delete, or back enter. Else this tag is illegal. We can have a experiment before, and this function means if the user to leave this text box by the operation, if the text box is equal to empty, then we give the value of 0. And this part is to redefine the format of this 0, and other part is very similar. Finally, this calculator also have another functions, that is delete the results. Look at these functions. We can look back into our form. There are 2 selections. Firstly, the selected, and secondly, the or. And in the code, firstly, we will determine whether which condition is it. Firstly, if the selected value is true, then we remove the selected item. And if the all value is true, then we delete all result of the sheet and using for circulation, which is the total amount of the sheet. And uh, using this we can remove the item, and else you do not have any selected condition. It will give a messenger box that to tell you that you haven't selected anyone. And finally we can tax it. Yeah, and if we use this um, it seems that we um, need this one. Yeah, that's okay. That's all. Thank you.